Hello, good people. Once again, this is Vitamax, and the story continues. And whatever I say here, I want everybody to look around himself. Ujiangalie penye wewe uko. Is it happening to you? Because human beings tend to control others, and everybody is seeking power and control to see whether he can have a group of people that when he say left is left, when right is right. And I'll speak from the space where I am, lakini pia we jiangalie penye uko kwako kuna kukwaje. And I'm speaking more of the people in diaspora because Africa is completely another animal. Lakini sisi tuko hapa ugaibuni, we in diaspora, it will be wrong for us to come here and refuse to open up and be liberated. We heard of civilization and we thought we were civilized until we came these sides and we had our own challenges. And I heard somebody the other day in Kenya saying this, that if you go to diaspora, live in diaspora, and you go back to Kenya the same, there's a problem with you. Now, we live in a generation of information generation. And information generation, this is what they do. First, they listen, and then they ask questions. And then they do their own research, and they equip themselves. They are fearless. Some of us are in the gap between those generations. We are the ones who gave into I think X millennials, then Gen Zs. So we gave way to millennials, then millennials gave way to Gen Zs. So you can see there's connection. And we are affected by this fever. So let me go to the main point now, after giving you that little background. Last time I spoke about not anointing, not appointing. What do we call it? Ordination, self-ordination. And I said I want to speak from the space where I am, okay? Na nyinyi mujiangalie kwenu. Somebody who don't know you comes to you and tells you that I'm ordaining this guy for you. Yeah? We don't know you, you don't know us. Hatujui na si hatumjui. Lakini anasema, oh, I'm coming to ordain this guy for you. And I will be blunt. Forgive me. I'm ordaining this guy to be a bishop for you. Now, a bishop for what? We only got a church of 4 walls. No branch, no nothing. A bishop to oversee what? But this is what happens. And I call it self-ordination. This guy ordained himself. He goes ahead to make sure he cannot be the reverend, the pastor, the bishop of his own. So he goes and appoints some other people there to be pastors. People who have no experience, who have nothing. Then he puts his wife there. He puts his brother-in-law there. And another brother-in-law and makes them pastors. Then he picks another one and another one. And there's only one guy there. I don't want to mention his name, that I respect very well. He's very straight. He helps people. And most of the time he doesn't live here. He's out of the country. I really respect this guy. But that's not the main thing. So this guy has a concussion there. He makes them pastors. Then he said, to make it a ceremony, I'm going to dress up. They call them what? Apostles. Apostles. Man, so many people serving the same small group of people. It's self-ordination. Then this guy Kamze, I don't know where this Kamze came, who ordained him. The Kamze disappeared after that. Let me ask you guys, if somebody is ordained by an office, tunajua vile watu wanafanyangwa, you're ordained by an office. The office that ordains you is the office we can go to if we have a problem with you and report you or complain about you. And it's the office that can discipline you or question you or, put you to order. Now you brought us Kamze from nowhere. Ataka atukajui, haka kutupatia address, haka kutupatia namba ya simu, haka kujitambulisha, atikame kuordain. This guy ordained this guy and disappeared. So when this guy becomes rogue, oh, I'm a bishop. He becomes rogue. Who do we go to? Who do we go to? And this is the funny part. Nakwambia tunakuanga na vituko. This Kamze who ordains this guy does not tell us from today this guy is this and this and his powers are this, his authority is this. No. The guy who has been ordained now, self-ordination, but let's say he ordained, is the one who stands up and tells us, now this stick, I think it was made in China, this stick that you see me holding, it means this. This kofia means this. This robe means this. But the people ordaining you should be telling us that. Then he says now he himself says from today, I have powers of ex cathedra. Then when I go to the Google, ex cathedra is pop. But this guy declared himself that he has power of ex cathedra, meaning his authority cannot be questioned. That's when everything went to dogs. That's where the rain started beating us. This guy, there was no GCC anymore. We used to elect youth leaders, men leaders, women leaders. We used to do those elections because they are leading us. This guy decided now he's the appointive. He's the pope to appoint. You this. Anachagulia mpaka wa mama viongozi. Watoto viongozi. Then, you are this district, you are this district. Today you are not district, you are provinces. Tomorrow we have province, we have district. No, we have no district, we have provinces. St. Wanjiko, St. Wangari, St. Kinyanjui, St. Gitonga, St. Kinyanjui. And then he himself says, St. Gitonga will be dressing white. St. Kimani will be dressing blue. St. Wangari will be dressing yellow. This guy, you think I'm fighting an individual? No. I'm fighting this criminality, this behavior of asserting power to control people. That's where the rain started beating us. When somebody self-ordained himself. And then, you saw the other day, I think we had some people who came from Kenya. They were going for cruise all over to Florida and to other parts with cruise. We had a celebration there. This guy stood and said, me, I'm still PCA. I have a letter of an appointment from PCA. I still prescribe to PCA. PCA don't have a bishop. Why are you a bishop? For who? And this guy, I want to say, we are a generation of information. He's called in Nairobi by PCA. They want to expel him from the conference. And they ask him, we don't have a bishop in our conference. We ordained you. Who made you a bishop? He said, I'm not a bishop. People in America call me a bishop. I'm not a bishop. So you're not a bishop here. Okay. He comes, he lands in Atlanta, he's a bishop. Who is lying to who? Who is deceiving who? and he calls himself a bishop. Let me tell you, you're not supposed to call yourself a bishop. You're not supposed to call yourself a pastor. Let people call you. Don't introduce yourself. Mwaisikia nurse akiintroduce, I am nurse Wangari, I am nice Wadi. Oh, ama mkulima akisema mimi ni mkulima Njoroge, mimi. Why do you want to have to introduce yourself with those titles? To intimidate. Just say, my name is Samuel Kemani. Let people recognize other things. I don't like these people who go and say, oh, I'm Dr. Njoroge. I am engineer so-and-so. I am what for? And then when you open your mouth, we don't even see the engineering in you. We don't see even that stature of unaongea maneno mpaka tunashindwa huyu ni daktari. Now, when this guy has conference somewhere in California or in Seattle or in Massachusetts of PCA Women Guild, they put their reverend. Why? Because PCA does not recognize bishopship. When he's going to their meetings, everything, his cards, his everything is written reverend. When he comes to us, he wants to be called bishop. Do you know why? Do you want to know why? Because he declared ex cathedra. Powers there be that cannot be questioned, cannot be challenged. In our midst, he wants those powers. When he goes out there, he refuses to be called by those titles. That's when I realized this guy is a liar. Mtu anatuchezea akili. But let me say this. If somebody is a member of parliament, when he becomes a governor, he's never addressed as member of parliament anymore. Now the name that takes over is governor. All alive. That he retire. Even if he dies, he's governor. But if that person says he's president, you will never recognize him as a governor. Now you recognize him as president. But if he goes somewhere and denies that he's not president, he cannot revert back to the governor or to the MP. It's making sense. If you have acquired other titles higher than this one below you, you're not addressed with the lower titles. If you go up and reject the upper title, then you cannot revert yourself to these other small titles. If you're a pastor, you say you are reverend. You are no longer pastor, you are a reverend. If you go and say you are a bishop, you can never be addressed as reverend anymore. You're a bishop. But if you go and deny a bishopship, then you have no title. We call you by your names that your father and mother gave you. And that's what, from today, never call anybody by title, by the names. So when you hear me addressing the person by name, his real name, I'll say, Onemoge Koyo, Onema Sharia, Niwago Sharia, Netagongania. That's it. Finally, let me say this. We must fight the rot, the abuse. We must fight the rot. You can't take titles to abuse others. You elevate yourself to abuse others. We are saying, no, you must stop. Till next time, this is Vitamax. Bye-bye. God bless you.